All right, good evening, everybody, and everybody. Welcome to How Not to Bomb presents Everybody's Got a Story. I'm your host, Michael Wheels Parisi. Tonight's guest has lived a life that most people have seen on television or in movies, on the big screen. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Easy Siracco has publicly shared that he was once involved in the DiCavalicanti crime family, which is the, as you know, is what The Sopranos was based off of, serving as a mob enforcer during that chapter of his life. But tonight isn't about glorifying the world. It's about understanding the world. It's about the decisions, the loyalty, the consequences, and what happens when someone, through a life that most only that we can only imagine. Jimmy shares his incredible journey and his book, Hitman Tells All. And tonight we're going to go beyond the headlines. We're going to separate the fact from the fiction. We're going to go to Hollywood for a little bit and talk about the reality and the non-reality and hear firsthand about the life as he lived it, what it cost him, and where his journey brought him today. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Easy Siracco. How you doing, Jimmy?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Thank you for having me on, Michael.
Thanks for putting on with that little, I always like to do a little monologue before the show. We have, because it's nice. It's like I've watched a lot of the interviews with you already. And they seem to focus on the one thing. And a lot of these people that are giving you these interviews, and listen, I'm not in the life, nor was I ever in the life, but I'm very familiar with the life because I hung around with people that helped me out during my comedy career back in the early days. And I've been in a lot of the same places you probably have been in. The only thing that I was not privy to was the conversations when the doors were shut. But I hung out in all the social clubs. I was in Billy Catolo's room on 11th Avenue and 63rd Street for many years.
Many years I was there. Yeah. I was there 100 times.
But we had to have seen each other. I was there every Wednesday and Saturday night for many, many years.
I spoke to Billy the other day.
Billy Jr., we've kept in contact. Sometimes he's on air. Sometimes he goes back in and relaxes. He don't come out. But then all of a sudden you'll see him come out again, He's
got a couple of medical issues he's addressing.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I've always liked Billy Jr. One of my dear friends back in the day. Still to this day, he knows he can call me up anytime. He's got my number.
Same thing here. I told him, you call me anytime, anything.
And his father, listen, I was there the night that his father showed up missing. He was supposed to be there that night. I was there, and then I remember very, very dearly that Jackie D. Ross came in after that, sat down in Billy's seat, and everybody knew there was something up.
Yeah. And that poor kid had to sit there.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
It's hard.
It's hard. So, you first of all, I want to dig a little deep into you, not just being a mob guy, because listen, I've seen, what was it like when you were growing up before you got into that life? Were you born into the life, or were you just kind of like, did it choose you?
I was around it because my father knew Jimmy Bird, Paulie Rario from the neighborhood. He lived in Ozone Park.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So the club on Lefferts Boulevard.
Sure. Yeah.
I got an uncle that moved out to Miami. He used to be around them. But when the Latanza thing, everybody ran for cover. My uncle moved out to Florida. My father, we were at the racetrack when I was a kid. I'm watching these guys as this is the life.
So your family life back in the day, you weren't born, you were around it all the time since you can remember, for the most part.
Yeah, but at that age, I really didn't know demonstrating a made guy. I think they're all gangsters.
Right.
But as it got deeper, I knew who was who and what was what.
So did you have any dreams that you wanted to do something one day? Was there like, if you wouldn't have went that way, where were you going in your head? Like, what were you thinking when, before you?
Like I said, I shoot from there, but I don't lie. I was a money hungry animal. Everything was about money with me. That's how they
You were driven by money. Right.
Driven by money, bookmaking, loan shop. Listen, I almost lost my life over money.
Wow.
He tried to kill me. It's no secret.
I heard about that. So I've heard people talk about they physically went after you. What happened with that? It never was a clear picture. I want to clear that up.
Well, it came out. James Proctor found an article. Jerry Capisi released in 2004. It said how John Gotti Jr. was charged with conspiracy to murder me. But then when other guys flipped, it came like Johnny A-Lite. I finally started talking to him. And he said, since the father, they had it in for you. Because not really? Like I was being a wise ass, that I was really a mover. I had loan shark business all over Howard Beach. I had it all over Ozone Park. I had everywhere.
So you were operating at a Howard Beach then?
Oh, my mom and dad was born in. Well, they moved me to Ozark Park at a year old. About 9, 10, we moved to Howard Beach. Mom and dad started seeing a little money. My dad was a legitimate man. He
Okay.
owned Howard Beach Deli, Howard Beach Pizza, right on Cross Bay Boulevard.
Oh, I used to go there all the time. I grew up in the Five Towns, Lawrence,
The
Cedarhurst
war
area.
bombs.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
That was us, yeah.
That little friggin' parking lot, it was a pain in the ass to get in and out of. I remember that.
It was.
I remember hanging out in Ozone Park on 101st Avenue. I know John had the club there. He used to hang out at Aliata's restaurant, I believe, was his favorite spot.
That's one of them, yeah.
So you kind of know that. So what is interesting to me, when did you know? Now you're a money driven guy, but and there are a lot of people that are a money driven guy that don't go that route. They go other routes. They go legitimate. And they make money a different way, you know. But you went that way. What made you decide this is the life I want to lead? You had to make a decision one day to say, I'm going to get
my
into
dad. I had an uncle killed by them. Come on personal, and he always said, "I don't want this life for you." But you know how it is when your dad tells you this way, you want to go that way. And he was the best man ever to live. My father. He was my hero. And I should have listened to him, but now looking back, hindsight, But what driven me was the money, and I'm at the track, Jimmy Burrow. Although I see them betting hundreds back then, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, this is what I want. So then my father got me a job. No, you're going to work. First Wonder Bread on Atlantic Avenue. I got fired because I didn't show up. Then I got a job at the racetrack as a waiter in the fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
That's when I hooked up with Fritzy Giovanelli.
Okay.
Fritzy Colombo, Genovese captain. He asked me to start doing bookmaking in a restaurant. And it's great because the waiters get paid every day, so they can't no beef. You get paid daily.
That's it. Wow,
And
that's very cool.
I was rocking and rolling. Then when I left the racetrack, and then he got pinched, his office got pinched, and what I did was I opened my own. I took my dozen guys at the time, started answering my own phones. I was building. But then I was running into obstacles. If you were around somebody, you lose 2,000, fuck you. I'm not paying. What did they do? Go see my uncle. Now, one time it happened to me, Nicky Carrazzo. I went down there. Me, 19-year-old kid, feeling my oats. I walked in. He said, you get killed for coming here asking me for money. I said, the kid told me, come here to pick up the money. He didn't tell me who Nicky Carrazzo was. 19-year-old kid.
Yeah, he was a boss then, I think, Nicky, right?
I walked in the club like I was doing nothing wrong.
Jeez. It's like you just walk in there, here he is.
Yeah,
Probably
like I'm
all
here
those
to
guys
see a
are
guy
around
named
him.
Nicky. And everybody looked at me like, this kid's suicidal or not. And then they seen, I was really like, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. Because you made like, yeah, my uncle wants to pay you and tell you don't ever give him another bet. That's why he wants to see you.
Right. But they saw that you had balls on you to be able to do something like that. So
Yeah,
they
but
knew
he
you
told
were
me, go
different.
get a guy, somebody come collect your money. You ain't collect the money from me, he told me.
Right. Wow.
So at that
what did you
point,
do?
Rudy
So
Ferrone, a captain, and then I realized, you know what? I got to be with somebody. And that's when we had a dear friend of the family, Rudy Ferrone. He was the DiCavalicanti family. So I went down to see him. I told him, Rudy, I'm doing a little bookmaking, a little bit of Shylock and tickets. I got one or two Joker poker machines. He says, come on with me. He loved my father. He loved my mother, the whole family. He knew the whole family, my aunts, my uncles. I started hanging around Rudy. Then he started making me report every day to the club. Before you know it, I was running his loan sharker business, his Joker poker business, and I wound up buying his Joker book.
You were running it and you bought it and you were involved with the DiCavalicanti family, which is based out of Jersey. But so, I mean, obviously they had a club in New York, right? You would have to go to, but did you have, I mean, Jersey is where it was. Was that Vinny Ocean that portrayed
Vinny Ocean, okay. When Rudy passed away, when I went away, I got pinched on a case in 97 with Nicky and Lenny Carrazzo.
Yeah.
March or April, Rudy passed away.
Okay.
So now I know when I go home, I'm going home to Vinny Palermo. I dated his daughter. He didn't care for me, really. Then we did a score together, a bank score, a payroll thing. And he shorted me. So he knew there was no love, bottom line.
Right.
So when I come home, I'm coming home to a problem. I still kept it real. I took my 48 months, went to Fort Dix, come home. When I come home, there was a guy named Ralphie Guarino. He robbed the World Trade Center, the bank.
Yeah.
Ralphie was originally around Rudy, but when Rudy died, Vinny muscled his way into the club, Rudy's Sherlock business, everything. In fact, he took part of mine away.
Really?
So here it is, I'm doing time, and you're supposed to be sending me money, not taking money. So I did my time. I come home. I tried to distance myself because I was in there around Philly Abramo, a captain in that family. He said, "You come with me," but that family was in trouble.
And how long were you in for?
I got a 47 or 48 month bid. I think it was no big deal.
Okay. Yes.
And I did a couple of pitches time. I've been pitched a dozen times.
Wow.
So and then also Louis Haha was in there with my cell. Yeah, come with me. He says, you're right up my alley. He's a big time loan shark. I'm into loan shark. Come with me. So I had place Wild Bill. Soon as I came home, there was a man named Joe Smash.
Oh, I know
He come to
Smash.
see.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
Smash.
he
Yeah.
he come to see me. He said, "Look at me." Billy said he'd love to have you up there, and I said I'd love to be with Billy. To be honest with you, and I'll say it again, he'd have been a great boss
Yeah.
because I went up there on 11th Avenue, 13th Avenue. It's been so many years ago.
He was a gentleman. He really was.
Yeah, Joe Campy, all of them up there.
Oh,
were
Joe
good guys.
Campy, Frank
That's
Campy.
the
all
era
those
I
guys.
know.
That's the era that I was hanging out there, early 90s. That's when I was there. A long time. I don't want to mention the guy because he's still alive. I don't like to mention people that me personally don't like to mention people that are still alive. But I hung out with a guy who's still alive who happens to still be doing his thing. And I'm sure you know him very well. I'm just not going to say his name. But, that was a great time. And Billy, I did all his Leukemia Foundation parties and everything. I used to
I've
perform
been
at
to
them.
them on Atlantic City.
Yeah, I used to perform at them. That was a comedian. I used to wear the bathrobe on stage, go on to do
Yes.
that was me. I had the big pompadour.
Was that you?
I was heavier then, and that was me. So I did all the Billy stuff. But, when you were in that life, first of all, I want to ask you this question. How'd you get the name Easy? Jimmy Easy. How'd Jimmy Easy?
Honestly, I'm pretty easy to get along, and I'm pretty easy to tick off.
Okay.
I had a short fuse, but I was really like, if you're my friend, I gave you the world.
Right.
That was me. Everybody out there will say, Jimmy gave everybody everything.
Right.
I made a lot
thought
of money.
name. I kind of thought the name, and I was trying to think of it like, okay, either he's very easygoing, or he was a live wire that they had to calm him down, and say Jimmy Easy, Jimmy Easy. So I didn't know if it was Jimmy Easy or Jimmy Easy.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
I'll tell you how I first originally got this. I heard Easy a couple of times. I did a jewelry score. I was telling the kid Brooklyn, the one you talked to, and it had a diamond nameplate, Easy. And I said, look, Rudy always used to tease me, oh, how easy he gets mad, how easy he gets mad. And Joe Smash one day said, yeah, Mr. Easy. And I said, hold on a minute. And I bought these jewelry and I had it. And I don't have it with me now because when you come into the program,
Right.
you can't take nothing, not a
Right.
picture, paper, nothing with your name. Now, a picture of me alone, yes. But if it's got the background of, like, say, Patsy's Pizza, no.
Nothing. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
So,
interesting.
when you come into the program, you're coming in with the clothes they give you.
Right.
And you're going to Washington and you're stripping out. And you're coming out of there, Zach Caruso.
And that's what I wanted to ask you, and I was going to talk about it later on, but the program is an interesting thing. A lot of guys go in, and then a lot of guys like yourself, you'll go in, and then you'll kind of like abandon it. Like, you'll do your own thing. First of all, what was it like when you first went into the program? It's a very interesting concept to me, because was it like they talk about, like with Henry Hill, they throw you in the middle of nowhere, you can't find nothing, now you're here in the middle of somewhere.
Well, I'm in Arkansas. I don't hide where I am.
Well, now you don't, but you had to probably for many years, right?
No,
Really?
I didn't. But here's what happened in Little Rock. When I first got to Arkansas, I opened an Italian restaurant, and I brought in Italian ices.
Uh-huh.
There's a company up in New York, Little Jimmy's Italian Ices.
Sure.
I got a hold of him, shipped them out, relabeled it. You know how they do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Scoppetto's Italian Ice. That was my first name in the program.
Oh, okay.
So I did this thing, commercials, everything. Somebody found me,
Oh, okay.
and I had the first name Jimmy still.
Okay.
So then they had to move me right away. They came down for me. They had to move me right away. They moved me to Atlanta.
Wow.
And I was in Atlanta for a few years. And then after the Gotti trial was over and everything died down, I moved back to Arkansas because my ex-wife, her family's from here. So my daughters have friends, cousins. But we got divorced. I got full custody of my 3 girls.
Good. So when you're first in the program, they send you around after a while. They'll send you to different places from what I hear. I know they did that to a few other people. They'll put you here, they'll put you there. But what is interesting to me is that you're very public now at this point. First of all, you wrote a book. I mean,
Yeah.
you got your real name out there, so it doesn't even matter your other name. It doesn't matter at this point. You might as well go by your real name. And But what interests me is now that you're really out there, you've done all the podcasts. I mean, you're everywhere. You've done vlog, you've done everybody. What do you have to fear a little bit? I mean, do you worry just a little bit now that you really went a little? I mean, you got a business, for God's sakes.
Multiple businesses.
Yeah, but do you worry?
I don't even look around.
Really?
I don't even look around. I go to New York. I'll be there this time. Rockefeller Center, light the tree.
You're gonna go. So you go to New York. You ever go to the old neighborhood? When you go to the old neighborhood.
Yes, I stay right there by Spumoni Gardens.
I don't see how that can be. I mean, I believe you, of course, but like, does it worry you?
I go to Mulberry Street. I go walk in Italian restaurants and eat.
And nobody comes over to you and says, "Hey."
Ain't nobody busted a grape no more. Look at me. In 2000, I heard, or two, whatever it was, I was out of life. I heard they passed the thing, no more murders, no more this, no more that. I'm not worried about it.
You can't hide anymore. But your old instincts got to come out. Listen, it's got to come out a little bit when you see things. I'm sure you look a little extra sometimes, or if you see something that's weird, the street instinct's still in you. I mean, you could tell me all your life that you're rehabilitated, and you may have from doing the bad stuff, but that street mentality's got to still be in you. You still got to know. If you see an electric from the electric company truck working on the pole, you're looking over there saying, "Is this a real deal?" That's what they used to come in.
Yeah.
You have to have that.
Guy, yeah.
Yeah, you have to have that in you.
But I wish they bugged me.
Yeah.
If you noticed if you knew the way I live now, I do a lot for charity, everything. I live the most legitimate life you've ever met.
Right.
I get up in the morning, I go to work, I take my girls to school, whatever I got to do. I live the normal life.
Has anybody noticed you?
Now?
Yeah, anywhere. Like
I got people stop me in the street taking pictures with me.
No.
They're all coming to my car lots to sign my books.
Like, let's say before, did anybody come over and say, "I know who the fuck you are"? Yeah. Yeah. I know what you did. Anybody ever kind of give you a little try to scare you just a little bit?
They came to my restaurant in the River Market. They moved me. They came right there.
Wow.
I did the commercial. Scapetto's Italian Ices, Scapetto's Italian Restaurant.
And you didn't...
I didn't think... I did a Good Morning Arkansas show. Channel 7, live, cooking the show.
Wow.
You got to see the spread I had out. That's getting on TV, and that's part of the program. They tell you you're not allowed to be on TV. You can't go to no stadium. That's why right after the check stopped, I don't need it. What do I need? I didn't need it to begin with. Well, I worked my ass off.
Will they still protect you if need be, though? If you feel that there's a threat?
Listen, here's the thing. You call your marshal. He's an hour away. What the hell is he going to do? Hold up. Don't shoot me. I'm calling the marshal.
Right. What are you going to do? Yeah.
I mean, if God forbid I see something out of the realm, I'll call. I could call, maybe get a plate down, give them the plate, let them check it out. But I haven't since I've been out. I don't care.
I was watching Sammy the Bull Gravano, and I watch his show on YouTube once in a while. I get, I like to keep, see what's going on. It kind of brings me back. But he said something one time, and I think a lot of you guys live by this too. It's like, just because I'm out of the mob, and just because I'm doing this and doing that, doesn't mean I don't got it in me. You can turn back into fucking Jimmy Easy in 2 seconds if you feel threatened. You still are who you are. You still got that in you. If you need to protect yourself or your family, nothing's going to hold you back, I would assume.
No. Hey, listen, somebody bothers my girls, they'll be picking them up all over Arkansas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I give you my word, I'll tell anybody that.
Right. I saw you on Dom Sakali's show.
Round Table,
Mafia Round Table, which I happen to like the show. He gets a lot of shit because of this Joey Molino guy. I'll have anybody on my show because I'm not in the life. I can, I'm just an interviewer like anybody else.
You're neutral.
I'm neutral, so I could talk about it and, whatever. But a lot of people give you a lot of shit. For whatever reason, I have no idea why they felt they wanted to give you shit. That guy Proctor, first of all, listen, my opinion, I happen to like you. I did my research. I know who you are. I know you're legit. I know that.
You talk to Billy Jr., he'll tell you.
Trust me, I know who I already got you down. So I knew that coming in that you were not full of shit. But a lot of people are trying to, are they just trying to get views because of you? I mean, what is it? Because you're all over the fucking place. And people are saying.
Listen, the only thing I could think is there's 3 or 4 people. And I talked to Dom, I talked to Gene, I talked to, today, Mikey Scars called me. Carmine Sessa. I talked to them all.
You talk to
They said,
Sessa?
yeah,
Wow. Jeez,
yeah.
you don't see him
He
at
said,
all.
I've been on a show. I can't come out now.
Some
I
people,
invited him on my show.
yeah,
But Jimmy, now he's related to me through marriage. The charges I caught was we blinded a child molester.
yeah, I heard
And
about
it
that.
was
So tell me about that. I heard you because I'm also like you that way. I don't
okay.
go for
Well,
that shit.
his father-in-law or his brother's father-in-law. I forgot what says Anthony Carmine. It's been 30 years since he went bad. And his father-in-law, Frankie Gradiola, he had a nose like this. You might have known him. Small-time bookmaker number guy.
Yeah,
And he come to me at the club. Now his assessor went bad, so he has no rabbi to go to. You know what I mean? So he
right,
come to me, family. He's, I got a child molester. I want this money. I don't want to say how he said it. I want to make sure he can never do it again. But don't kill him, Jimmy, because he's got a mother that's bedridden, and he's got a son with Down syndrome.
right. Wow.
And he said, so if you kill him, the kid's going to wind up at home. She's going to wind up at home. At least blind him. Make sure he can't hurt another kid. Oh, make a long story short, we pulled him over. He promised me there was going to be something in the van, and it wasn't. And so I'll make a long story short. I told him, listen, now that what you told me was going to be in there, 2 kilos of coke. I found pictures of little boys naked. It was terrible.
Wow.
That's
See,
what I told Anthony Muscles. I said, take hold of him. And I ain't going into it from there, but I'm sure you can imagine.
so it happened, in other words.
Yeah, he will never do it again.
Which brings me to a question like, okay, so you've done this stuff, and we're not going to talk about who these people were. And listen, I'm sure it's been all over the time. But inside of you, how does it make you feel now? I'm sure you had remorse, but at the time you felt it was the right thing to do, not with that person, but other people. You felt it was the right thing to do then. How does it make you feel inside is what I'm
I mean, I even have a couple shootings I never even talked about because they make you plead to your worst charges.
Right, right.
And I'm sure Billy Jr. will know one of them. And how does it make me feel? Well, one of them was a kid that grew up around me. I took him on a jewelry score. A guy had jeweler going on his way home. We get pinched. He goes bad on me. Rudy said to me to the club, he said, listen, get rid of this kid.
Yeah, that's it.
Here's a kid that I stood godfather to. When he was born, I was there.
Right. How does that feel though? Like, how do you?
His birthday's June 27th, and believe me, every June 27th, the week after mine, I think of him.
Right.
And it bothers me. But here's the spot you're in. If I say, Michael, go give it Anthony.
And you don't.
You don't give it Anthony, you're gone.
You're gone. You got to make.
You
that
brought
decision.
cancer to me. You brought cancer. That's what cancer is.
Right.
He's a rat.
Right.
And I brought him to Rudy. He was collecting envelopes and this and that. Could he hurt Rudy on a major charge?
Right.
No.
Right.
Me, yeah. So Rudy said, what's there to talk about? Joe Smash was there. Joe, him and Rudy were partners.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you a little bit? You know Joe
absolutely.
Smash.
I can read between the lines, sure. Yeah, I get it.
And 20 years I was by his side, him and Rudy.
Wow. And I knew Smash, too. I love Smash. Is he still around? Did he pass away?
No, 99. No, 18 he died. Now, I don't want 100% label, but when the feds, pretty much, you're talking about a crime. And if I say me and Michael and Joe, we did this. Okay, tell us about Michael.
Right.
They don't want to know about. Don't worry about Joe.
Right. It's interesting to me how
my inside went.
You had to have you had to be twisted inside. I mean, you had to get, what do you do?
And yeah, because one of the murders, it says in my plea, sanctioned. Rudy and Joe sanctioned me to kill Sonny.
Right.
So if you sanctioned me, how come you're not? It's in the paperwork, government paperwork.
Sure.
Why ain't it? Why wasn't he charged?
Right.
Listen, I love Joe. That's the sad part. He had a way about him. He either loved him or hated him. You know that.
Sure. Yeah, he was always sweet to me. I mean,
One day we're in Billy's club. I'll tell it to you because you've been in there.
A lot.
This guy walks in, and I knew who he was because I used to have a luncheonette out in Massapequa. Joey Buttafuoco.
I did a movie with Joey.
So Joe Smash comes over. Bill somebody, and she wanted to introduce Joe Smash. He said, you know who this is? He had a fur coat on. I don't know if you were there that night. And Joe Smash, yeah, I know who you are. You're that child molester.
Right. Oh,
Joe
shit.
didn't hold nothing back.
Right. I was there that night, by the way. I see. We've been in the same room together. 'Cause I
Yeah,
was
oh
there.
yeah, the Campy in the back cooking.
Sure.
He had a good setup there.
Oh yeah,
The
they had
food was
the
good.
cafe, everything. Joe Campy went into the program too after he almost got
He got
killed.
shot at the
He got
beach.
shot, and he went
Nick
in.
the Barber, I think it was. What's his name? The Barber, Joe the Barber.
I can't think of the guy. I think it was. Oh, I can't fucking remember his name now.
I know who they were. They were two of
Chicky.
them.
I thought it was Chicky.
Chicky.
Yeah.
Chicky and the Barber.
Yeah. But now Joe never came out. See, a lot of you guys will come out publicly, but then a lot of them don't come out publicly ever. Like Joe,
Joe's a very conservative guy.
he was one of my. I loved him. He was always very respectful. He was always very strong and loyal to Billy. He was one of these guys. Very, yeah. Always, he hung out with Billy Jr. a lot. And he was a good guy to me. All of them were good guys to me. I didn't know any of the stuff that was going on. Like I said, they never talked about that with me. I just kind of hung out in the corner, and and that was the end of it. But he never came out. He never did any interviews. Never did anything like the rest of you do.
No,
what made
I was never gonna.
That's what I was
If
going
I
to say.
didn't go through a messy divorce.
That's what happened.
And my daughter's understanding that the Detroit lawyers attacked her. How does it feel to have a father that's a murderer? And my daughter's like, "What are you talking about?" They never knew nothing. I was like, you remember Superman? He go in and come out a new person.
Right.
That's how I tried to do it.
So you hid it from your family for a long time. You had to.
Yes, my wife knew, and my ex-wife, because I was in a restaurant. I owned a bunch of restaurant wing shacks, franchised them too. And I was in there, and
Wow.
she was in there, and detectives pulled up, and they called her out in the back. They says, "Do you know who your husband is?" The local yokels don't care.
Right.
"Do you know who your husband is?" She said, "No." She said, "Well, let me tell you, he's a very serious guy, and I don't know why you want to be around him." She said, "You could get the heck," and she don't curse, "out of my restaurant."
Right.
They pulled her to the back room. I mean, it was like I could never change. And you know what? Now, my own family didn't think I would change. Oh, be careful with him. He's a loose cannon. Half of them didn't talk to me. I don't care either.
How do your kids handle it?
Oh, now? I mean, everybody in school wants their pictures, autographs. I mean, even books. My book, I got people walking in all day long.
Yeah, you must be going through a lot of books right now because you.
Last 2 days, I think it was 70 yesterday, 60 days. I'm there. They're going.
They're going. But what made you, and decide I got to go into the program? Like what happened? When was that? What was that
Well,
decision?
here's what happened.
How did it go down?
I got locked up in 2000, March, say. DiCavalicanti's all flipped. So they offered me, and I said, "Please, George Hanna, head of organized contest." I said, "George, no disrespect, don't ask me that. You know, we've been down this road. Steve Browse, he's the one who made that big pinch with Nicky and Lenny. He posed, he was an undercover. He said, 'Jimmy, what are you standing for? Well, you have no reason to stand.' Listen, book me in." They booked me in 3, 4 months later, 5 months later. Joey Flowers, a Lucchese captain.
Oh yeah, Joe Flowers, sure.
Little short, fat kid, kid, he's older than me. And he comes over, he throws a newspaper on my bed. Now, remind you, I just come back from a visit from my sister and my ex and my son up north. And they were like, "Please flip." The agents came to the house. They said they're going to seek the death penalty, life. I said, "Donna, I never killed nobody. I can't kill. What are you going to tell your sister?" "Well, please, please, the baby needs you." I kissed the baby goodbye. I kissed my ex goodbye. I kissed my sister goodbye. She's gone. I'm going to be a while. I'm going to trial. I walked out of the vision room. I didn't call home no more. I'm going to trial. I'm writing down everything I got Vinny, everything I got Anthony Capo, Anthony Rotunda. I'm going to trial. I said, "You know what? What am I going to take with bodies? 30 years? 25? I'm 40. What am I, come almost 75 to a family that don't exist?"
Sure. Yeah. It's a decision.
So at that point, after Joey Flowers, a captain in Lucchese, throws the newspaper clipping, Vinny Palermo's been singing to the feds in the street, wired. So now he's got me on wired now. Ralphie Guarino got tons of stuff on me. I shot his godson in after hours Ronald Holmes. That was
Wow.
another. He lived. I only shot him twice.
Do you remember your last official day as a gangster before you went in? How it went? Your last day of actually doing something before you actually went into the program.
I came home in '99 from the Fort Dix. Went to 6 month halfway house on Myrtle and Troop. What a neighborhood. And
Yeah, it was a rough neighborhood.
I got back with my son's ex, my ex and my son, mowed them in. Everything was going great. I went partners with a doctor, and we opened medical centers, trying to legitimize myself, get me away from any Palermo before he sent it for me, but I'm saying I'm in a halfway house. I got a lot of heat on me. I'm ignoring him because I got Louis Haha wants me, Wild Bill wants me. Then I get the call with Billy's gone. Gary Head and all
Sure.
them,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mikey Donato and all them,
I know
Joe
them well.
Dillo.
Yeah. Sure.
They came to the furniture store. That's I had a no-show job, but I was hanging out back there doing my business. They come in, they say, "We need to see you." Hey, Billy's gone.
Yeah. That was sad.
Alley boy.
That was sad.
I was like, oh. So I knew right away. You know how it is. Like you said, the Chico he took the seat.
He took the seat. You knew right away that was what it was.
Yeah, he's letting everybody know.
Yeah. He was, in other words, saying it because, but what a sad thing because, I mean, listen, I don't know, I know Billy from what I know him. He was very endearing to me, but what a sad moment, to go through when you see the son and you see everybody around. He was such a good guy. I mean, but what a shame that.
Let me tell you, when I was at Fort Dix, Billy was, I got to say, Chris Colombo sent me a couple times.
And that's what I want to talk about. Chris Colombo. Wait a minute there. Now, you guys were friends for a long time, correct?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he fucking turned. Did he turn on you? I mean, there's some shit going on between
you. He didn't turn on me, but the thing is this. Look, I love the life. I mean, yeah. What are you going to call me to his trial? Probably.
Right.
But I never testified on one person. Like Proctor said, I still don't know how many people. Not one person. All the Jersey guys flipped that I knew in Brooklyn fraction. There's 2 fractions, Jersey fraction. All the Brooklyn guys flipped. They wanted me on cooperation. That's all they wanted. As soon as I corroborate everything, and of course, they solve murders.
Right.
Makes them look better.
Yeah. I mean,
so I profited, and they said, yeah, we're going to move you into special housing and this and that. And that was it.
But didn't Colombo just come out with something with you? I mean,
well, no. Here's what happens. Like you're a journalist, whatever you want to call yourself.
Yeah, I'm a comedian.
Now, when you're in a mob, you're not supposed to admit there's a mob.
Right.
You're not supposed to talk about, Rudy Ferrone, he was under Rudy, he was with Joe Smash. Why are you telling reporters all this?
Right.
Years ago, his father was alive. He'd have never talked like this.
No.
Somebody told me he's starting to lose it. He's got Lyme disease or something.
Okay. But, I don't understand, and this is what gets
me. I got along good with Chris, but for him to bash, then he made another comment to Proctor. I killed a homeless man.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, I heard that too.
No, he was a drug addict, and his brother, who had AIDS, paid us to do it. So Rudy said, get it done. I got it done.
Right.
Okay? So all he wonders, I'm the one to put him on the Belt Parkway drop.
Right. So the whole thing with Chris, okay, and I knew his brother, Joe Jr., he used to hang out in the club. And I would see Joe Jr. more than I would see Chris. But when Chris Colombo talks about this stuff, he don't want to glorify this and, to glorify the rat. But he's talking about it openly, too. I mean, you're not supposed to even talk about this shit. And he's talking about it. And Michael Franzese.
Listen, in a day, that's considered a rat.
That's considered a rat.
You're supposed to say this thing don't exist.
You're not even supposed to mention a word about it. You go the other way.
That's my beef with him. Look, he got 6 months. I think it was house arrest. And he cried like a bitch. I was there when Vinny Palermo slapped the shit out of him. He didn't do nothing.
Right.
That's why they call him Fredo.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's, it makes all the sense when I hear that stuff. So guys like Michael Franzese, right? Here's another one, goes around saying he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Now, I happen to like his show, too. I like all the shows. But don't say you're not a rat. Don't say you didn't go. You did, you did what you did. Even Junior, John Gotti Jr. did what he did, too.
Whether you followed through or not, you had the intentions. That's enough.
Right.
Like the mob, like the feds know how, with intent, you're charged with it.
Right.
So if you're intent to sit down with agents and you showed up with agents and sat down with Ted Otto, the head of Gambino's squad,
Sure.
tell him no sugarcoat shit with me.
Right.
His 302s are all over the internet.
Yeah.
When you cooperate, they seal them. See, a lot of people don't know that. You know why they do that? Because let's say I cooperate against you.
Yeah.
You would love to see my paperwork
Right.
to
Sure.
fight for an appeal. You want to know everything I said
Right.
to fight for an appeal.
Sure.
It's like me showing your hand playing cards.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly what it is.
But a lot of people don't know that.
You're not even supposed to cop a plea. If you cop a plea, I heard that you're considered no good anymore. Not even that. You're supposed to go through. So a lot of people talk out both sides of their fucking mouth. You know?
Yeah. Take, for example, Joey Molino. And now, I'm not bashing him. Let's
Right,
get
no,
it.
and I get it. I watch his show too. I enjoy
He
it.
sits there, and I agree with him. We are the scumbag rats. Yes. But when you sit with Chris Colombo,
Right.
and Chris Colombo sits with rats, he said, I won't go on no podcasts where they sit with rats.
Right.
I won't talk to anybody who sits with rats. Chris Colombo sat with, you know that,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say his name,
Yeah.
multiple, and question a guy to inform.
Yeah. How can he
And
say
then
that?
Joey Molino sits with him.
Yeah.
So to me, they're both nuts.
Even how can Merlino even say that? I mean, because he's talking about it openly too. Even if he says, I don't glorify rats and all that, you're saying it indirectly that you know what's going on. So if you know what's
You're
going on,
admitting there's a life.
There's a life. You can't do that.
And not only that, and again, listen, to each of them, and he got a new show, and God bless him. I wish
Yeah.
he became a zillionaire.
I love the show. Yeah.
But, like, people tell me, like, one person wants to come on my show from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Joe. Joey's sister hangs out with Roger Rella's sister that testified on him.
So there you go. Right there alone. Shouldn't
They live around the corner from
Yeah.
Joey's house in Philly. He lives like 8 miles from the Atlantic City, they said.
Right.
They said he literally lives around the corner, a block away from Roger Rella that testified on him. Not the old days. That kid would have been, that's what I'm saying. It all changed.
They say the life still exists, but it's not nowhere near what it was, especially nowadays with cameras everywhere. It's hard to operate. I mean, what do you feel is out there now? Is it really still out? Or now did it almost go backwards to a bunch of guys just trying to earn fucking $50 a day? I mean, what is it like now? Do you know how it is?
What I said to the feds on like 2000, I said in 10 years from now, it's 26 years now. And it's going to be where, hey, Michael's got a strong clique of guys. He's got guys that are capable, earners. It ain't going to be no more Gaminos. Not maybe not in my lifetime, but that's how it's going to be eventually. Who's got the strongest crew? Like gangs.
Right. That's what it is now, I think. It's kind of like street gangs now. It only exists in the 5 boroughs, like.
And then to take the violence away.
Yeah, that's it.
What are we, lawyers? How we collect this money? What do we send you a letter? A past due notice?
Right. How does that happen? But then nowadays you got more tough people, more tough guys are in the program. All the tough guys are in the program now. Imagine you guys are all getting together.
Yeah, you guys. We did the strong arm.
Yeah.
And the bosses, look, Vinny Palermo, I can say it right to all of them. Their families are there watching. Vinny Palermo, he took a small bid years ago. Anthony Rotonda never took a pitch. Flipped right away. Victor DiChiera, Whitey, flipped right away. He's there with the D'Amato murder when they shot him in the back seat. Frankie the B, well, he was just a driver on, that's it.
Who was
he
that,
was
Frank?
just a civilian. Yeah. I mean, again, they all flipped.
They all flipped. I was saying to myself the other day.
And I was in Fort Dix.
Yeah.
So I come home. You know what I'm coming home to? A war.
Yeah.
Me against the DiCavalicantis to testify on me.
Holy fuck. Imagine if all the guys now that are actually doing all these podcasts between Sakali and you and Franzi, all of these got together. You could start a family again. You got more tougher now than the people that are fucking out there.
I'll tell you a quick story. When I was at Fort Dix, I was in there with some tough guys, And there was one guy, he was around Johnny Caniglia. Johnny Bohack, his name was. His nickname was Bohack. His last name was Siracco. And we had a tough crew, old man Bruno, all this stuff. So there was this one kid that kept coming around and saying he's good. And there was an old-time wise guy, Angelo Mealy. Now he'd be 110. He was about 80 in there. He said, see that kid over there? I mean, stay away from him. He got thrown out of Allenwood Camp. He was smuggling in creatine or whatever. He got caught. He told on everybody, and come to find out, he's no good. So I told him, go get in there, get your paperwork. The council. That's how I was.
Right.
I never believed in this. You'd have told me I would have been a cooperator, I would have laughed at you. I would have probably shot you.
How did that affect you for the first couple of months? And now that you're in the program, you had to fuck with you a little bit.
It was because well, first of all, as soon as they take you out of population, they stuck me in a hole. I was in the hole where Epstein was up there, those holes.
Wow. Isn't that where Borrello was too?
Who? Gene Borrello?
Gene Borrello?
Gene Borrello is like 40, I think.
Okay.
No, he flipped like 20 years after me.
I think Michael Franzese was in the same place as Epstein.
Now,
was.
I met Michael in the street. He was around Andrew Russo and them.
Right.
His father's son, he was a real man.
He was the man.
That's another thing. Joey Molino bashed that guy.
No,
he come out in a wheelchair, 99 years old. How much more hardcore you want to get?
This guy was hardcore. You didn't get any bad to the bone than he was.
My father used to say, he's a man's man.
The toughest guy.
My father loved him.
Yeah, everybody loved him. I mean, he was legendary. He was legendary when he was walking around. He was legendary. Never mind.
That's the days you had Scappy, Christy Tick from the 18th.
Sure, Christy Tick, another big name.
Yeah, that's the people. These young kids out there bashing me. They don't realize I might look younger. Maybe I don't think so. But
now, you don't look like you're my age. You're 62 or 61. I'm 61. I mean, we still listen.
I walked away. I signed my cooperation agreement. I was in my 40s.
We eat well.
A little over 40.
You're a chef. I didn't know that you were into cooking. I also owned restaurants. I had 8 restaurants. I'm a chef as well. We know how to eat well. Good stuff. We eat good stuff. It keeps our complexion nice. I didn't know. So you were in the restaurant business, aside from the mob for a second. And I want to get into
my dad always. He had, the pizza place. My dad had a ton of places. He built them and sold them. That was his thing. Pump them and dump them.
You ever gonna get back into the food industry again? Are you gonna now?
Never.
I know you do cars, right? I mean,
I have a guy from Philadelphia that's asking me to join up with another Italian restaurant. No, I have 3 car dealerships. I'm retiring the end of this year. I'm retiring.
You're done. So
my daughter's going to take over.
You have 3 car businesses. You're very
and
open.
I own also Dirksen Portable Buildings.
So you're
They're
rolling.
in 21
you're
states, but I only have.
I
only have the franchise in Northeast Arkansas.
Yeah, but
you're
making more money now than you made when you were in the streets.
I got legacy carports and metal buildings, garage, warehouse. I could build you a 60 feet, anything you want.
Wow.
All the farmers out here, I build all their things for the,
But they know you as your other name. They don't
Zach
know
Caruso.
Zach Caruso, and do they know now? Are you out like now?
I got people coming in taking pictures with me and signing the book. I just ordered another case of books.
Wow.
Now he said, "Daddy, got to order a book." I mean, I sign them. I take a picture with them.
And that's what scares me, though, is you have the car lots is what scares me. Like how do you operate knowing that now everybody knows that anybody can just come in now? I mean, you know what I mean? It's got it.
And the best way for them to do it, if they do come, I'll give them a little tip. Just act like you want to buy a car. Go on a test drive with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go on a test drive. Next thing you know, you're like fucking.
I'm not coming back. Hey, listen, at 62, listen, half those guys can't afford the airfare to get here.
Right. Yeah, they can't. It's a completely. Everybody's either dead or in jail, or doing what you guys are doing. Listen, more power to you. I think it's entertaining. I love it. It's kind of like old history. You wrote that book, which is amazing to me. Tell me what made you decide, okay, I'm going to write a book.
Well, again, back to with a messy divorce. She became an alcoholic and Adderalls, whatever they're called. She tried taking them to lose weight. She went, and make a long story short, I bought my children. I bought her out. And I got my kids. And then the girls asked me, the 2 oldest ones, not the little one you've seen. The 2 older ones asked me outside the courtroom hallway, "Daddy, is that true what they said?" And I'm never going to lie to my babies. They're my life. And I said, "Yes, Daddy was a bad boy. And when we get home, I'll tell you everything."
And they know everything.
And when I sat them down, Gigi, my middle one, she's like, "Hell yeah, write a book." She's my little gangster. She's mini me, they all say.
That's right. You got one of them.
And then Natalie's that conservative. I call her my little redneck.
Right. Okay.
And then Stella's my little That's my mini me, my right hand man. She's with me day and night.
Have they all been to New York at all?
Yeah, 10 times.
And
Disney. We go everywhere.
how do they like New York and that? And you take them to the old neighborhood in the car, just drive through.
Yeah, somewhere I lived. I take them everywhere.
Yeah,
I've been to the track with them there.
that's great.
And you know I could be seen at the track.
Oh, that's yeah. But nobody's around
I
anymore.
owned a lot of horses.
Did you really?
I'll tell you a quick story. We're at Oaklawn Park in Arkansas. So I'm sitting by the girl said, let's go down where they saddled them. I see the program. All the trainers, Gary Siracco from New York, all of them. There was like 10 of them in there I knew. Then I see a jockey, Marquez, C.H. Marquez. We won a lot of races together. That kid he knew how to win a race. That's all I'll say.
Right. He knew how to win.
And all of a sudden, my girls know me as Zach. And all of a sudden, they start yelling, Jimmy! And I'm like, my daughter said, Daddy. He comes over the gate. Jimmy, what are you doing here? You going to race here? I start thinking about it. And they're like, Daddy, this guy thinks he knows you. And that's what, that was one of the things I just played along with it. But then I realized I went upstairs to the jock's room, brought my girls up there, get some autographs, take some pictures with them. Because I knew most of them. Because I owned a lot of horses. Proctor talked about it.
Where'd you keep all the horses?
I had them at mostly Meadowland. Billy will tell you. I gave them some live wire horses. Meadowlands was my main stable. I had the trainer John Tamara III. I was J&S Racing Stable. I had one of my best horses. In 93 and 94, they named him Horse of the Year, Disaster Master.
Wow.
I won a McKee City Handicap, Gallivant Goop Stakes. I won a lot of it. Atlantic City, we won the Race of the Year, 150,000.
Jeez, I didn't know that. So you had your hands in a lot of stuff. You were.
I told you, a lot of guys were chasing the skirts. I was chasing the money.
Chasing the money. What leg? I want to ask you a few. I don't know, maybe not personal questions, but if you could speak to your younger self, and you can have a conversation, what would you tell yourself?
I'd say, knucklehead, what the fuck did you do? You should have stood in school and been a lawyer with my gifted gab and my brains, or an accountant. I'm very good with numbers. Well, I could have did anything. Look, I came out of there, Michael. I didn't come out of there with a lot of money.
Right.
They don't give you much.
Right.
They don't give you much. I worked one restaurant. Then I had the second one months later. Third one, franchised them. Look it up, Wing Shack and Grill. You do franchise.
So you showed you could do it legitimate, and you could do it the other way. You could do it both.
I started the second franchise, Wing King Sports Grill.
Wow.
Zach's Wings at Sports Grill I had them all over.
That's
I had
crazy.
call outs in Georgia, everywhere.
You hustle. When you hustle, you hustle. You know how to get it out there.
That's all I know how to do.
What legacy, Jimmy, do you want to leave one day? What do you hope to leave your legacy? That's one of the questions.
I hope to leave one thing, to let the young generation out there. The feds are too sophisticated. If somebody tells you it's so good, they'll show you the good time, take you out drinking, good food. But they tell you, well, you know what, kid? Like Anthony Ruggiano, like me and him talking. His dad told him, Fat Andy, one day, remember, jail is part of this life.
That's right. That's right.
But when you take 12 pinches and your boss flips on you, don't put yourself in a position I was in, kids. That life is not what you think.
Right.
And I learned how many people out there are confidential informants.
Yeah.
They're nonviolent people, drug dealers, or whatever. They'll let them keep doing it, but no violence.
Right.
So you can't win with the doorbell cameras.
Nowadays, anywhere you go, you're on camera. I mean, like it's stupid to get involved in that.
Johnny A-Lite, they got him on a doorbell ring yelling at the guy.
Are you friends with Johnny A-Lite?
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
He got pinched. We had a long talk. We talked for weeks. And he said to me, so we're going to do a show. We're going to do one because we clear the air, everything with Gotti. And he got arrested. I never believed he was doing anything wrong. He bragged to me how, and not in like he wanted a pat on the back brag. And I know for a fact, like the PAL League boxing, he's got a nephew that does it. He does it with a girl that I know, her son. And she would tell me, he'd come there, mentor the kids, tell them, stay off those damn streets.
Right.
So I'm like, good for him. Became a congressman, whatever he was, senator.
Councilman. I had a feeling he did take a good turn. I felt when I heard about it, I thought that was crazy. Like, what happened there?
He did the Netflix. I said, good. He's got, and when you talk to him on the phone, it was like talking to a different
Do
person.
you think he's gonna? You think they're gonna push it? What do you think's gonna happen? The end result in this one?
If I had a bet, and I'm a bet man, like everybody says, Jimmy, we hear you like to bet. I do. I would bet he takes a plea, gets 5 to 6 years tops.
Okay, and then probably not in population though, right? They're probably gonna put him in a separate area.
Well, when we sign our cooperation deals, it says if we are incarcerated again, we are to be put in back into the program.
Well, he can handle
like
himself.
Sammy, for example, when he got busted on the ecstasy ring.
Yeah, he had to go back.
When they brought him back, first he was in the jail out there, but then they brought him back to MCC WITSEC unit, 3rd floor. And he came in my room. So I don't know how he wound up there or what. I didn't ask. That's his business.
Yeah.
But I know what, that he kept complaining about John's mouth.
John had
And I couldn't take it no more.
Yeah.
Some of these guys don't believe they're rats.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of them, and I heard a lot of the people that are out there that did cooperate are still conducting business. There are a few that are still making believe they're reverends and all this shit. But meanwhile, they're still running operations, from what I hear. They're still hustling.
Somebody I know, and he's in the same shape as me, him and his father. And I talk to him all the time, and he said, Sammy actually really believes he's still a wise guy.
I think he does. I think Michael Franzese does too.
He sits in that chair. I'll tell you, he's got a good gig. I got to give it to him.
I give it to him too.
He's not no dummy.
No, man. That's what I'm saying. You just, all of you is all doing, you all figured it out. That's the thing. You figured it the fuck out. Another question. What do you want your grandchildren to remember about you, Jimmy?
How stupid I was as a kid. Don't make the same mistake. You make that legitimate buck, you can sleep at night. I pay taxes. I never pay taxes.
Right. Yeah.
Michael, I earned, like Proctor said, 1 year, $400,000 just in horses on books. I never paid no tax.
Unbelievable.
We thought we had a license, we get away with anything. In the 80s and 90s, it was different.
Yeah.
Everybody was clipping one another. The Colombo War. Oh, a matter of fact, I'm doing a show with Larry Mazza.
Yeah, I know Larry. I spoke to Larry. I spoke to him a few about 2 months ago. We spoke.
Larry's a gentleman.
I wanted to have him on the show. He said he was going to come on the show, and then I don't know. It never came into fruition.
We're doing a Q&A Tuesday night.
Where are the people going to be able to see that?
American Made. I did one with him, and he got tons of feedback. He called me up and said, "Would you be willing to do one with Larry?" I said, "Absolutely."
I like Larry. He was always a gentleman. We used to see each other at the Gregory Hotel in Brooklyn. He used to be with Scarpa.
Yeah, there you go. The Gregory.
Remember the Gregory?
That was Wild Bill's place.
Yeah,
right?
That's why I was always there. I performed there 100,000 times.
Did you?
Yeah. I used to perform there all the time. All right, so Hitman Tells All. They can get it on Amazon. They can get it. I mean, you're doing book signings and stuff. If they see you, you're probably going to have a copy. But Amazon is where you want people to go get the Hitman Tells All.
They go to Amazon if they want to order an autograph copy, or they need to do a shout out, send it to my manager. They know how to get a hold of him. He's on my YouTube page.
When people read the book Hitman Tells All, what do you want these people to remember about Jimmy Easy?
The worst thing I ever did was put a pistol in my hand.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, that he admits he made a mistake. If he did life over, it wouldn't be this life.
Right.
By a long shot. And these kids could listen. One of them could pay attention. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm no dummy.
Obviously,
it's worse than a cult. It's worse than a cult.
Yeah.
I mean, I make more, maybe not more money legitimately, but I could sleep nights. I don't have to walk out of my house with a pistol in my hand, with two guys on each side. Those days are over.
But when you walk out of your house, I find it very hard to believe. You can tell me whatever you want. When you walk out of your house, though, I'm sure you still look right and left.
Yes.
You have to. You can't tell me that you don't think about it. I mean, that's the only thing you have to. You have to. It's always there,
Especially, there's two kinds of street guys. Guys that are capable and just guys that are just earners.
Right.
Thank God I had both in me. Well, not thank God. I wish I didn't have that second ball.
The other one, yeah.
Because I'd have never went to no jail.
Right.
But I had to give them.
Right.
Like people say, he did 5 years of what's like, For you to do 5 years, like Gene Morello made a point. Any guy does 5 years, he didn't. If he with the information Jimmy had, he wouldn't have had to do a day in
Right.
jail.
Yeah. And like you said, some people are earners, some people are the other way. You were both. Michael Franzese was an earner, and there are guys out there that weren't fucking earners. He was an earner, so you made it either way. But this was a great show tonight. How did everybody out there feel about listening to Jimmy Easy tonight? Give him a big round of applause. What a great! There he is. Holy shit! They love you, Jimmy. They love you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. They love you. I knew they would. All right, relax. There we go.
I'll tell you, a lot of my people, you got a few haters.
Yeah.
But overall, I got more people say, you got to remember, 25 years. I didn't come out for the money. I came out when my daughters even said, Daddy, they knew at that point what I was. And that's when she said, why don't you do it?
Right.
I said, okay.
I think that this was like a different interview than all the other ones. I didn't know what you thought you were coming into. I was hoping that you were coming in open-minded. You did. I like to get personal, with other stuff. It's not always about who you whack and what you do and all the bullshit that people. And all the haters out there, that you don't give a who gives a fuck. You had haters when you were in the street. Did you care about them? Who gives a fuck?
No,
about
obviously.
You know what I mean? So you're numb from the haters.
Everybody's got haters.
But you have
person that thinks they don't.
Yeah.
Naive.
Listen, as a comedian who toured with Dice for many, many years, I got a lot of comedians that hate me too, but they make believe they don't. It is what it is.
Did you know a guy from the neighborhood from Sheepshead Bay? The guy I knew was Nelson Ferrer. He lived with a guy that was a drummer that drummed for Andrew Dice.
Of course, Frankie.
Frank, he drove UPS.
Yeah, absolutely. I know him very well. Yep.
You asked them about me. I should bring them tons of pot.
Frankie DiOrio.
So listen, he wanted to go on tour with Dice when Dice was smoking.
Yeah, that's when I was with him.
He's like, I had a doctor, Zaid, in Ozone Park like this. He's, I need a letter, something, help me. So I bought him the Zaid. He wrote a letter, he needs a week off, and he went on tour with him. Dice got me tickets. I went backstage with him. She's drinking that Absolute like water.
Oh, yeah. That's hilarious.
He was really not.
Yeah,
Andrew Dice was cool.
He's still my best friend. We're like brothers, and he took good care of me. 38 years we know each other now. I toured with him for 30 some odd years. I did all the shows with him, and I'm sure you and I have seen each other a million times. Pips is where I started. I started comedy in '86 at Pips on MSN. Dice started in '78. I came in '86. We met there. That's where our friendship became. And then I moved to L.A. and I lived in L.A. 30 years and I did my thing.
I see he's doing podcasts now.
He's doing his own thing. Him and I used to have a podcast called Rolling with Dice and Wheels. We were #1 on Apple for many, many years. We were ahead of Rogan actually, and we did our own show. And he's got his own thing going on. He's still rocking and rolling. He's still Brooklyn to the core.
Yeah.
He's people say whatever happened to him. He's out there. He's doing his thing. He's the best. I love him.
He's doing. I watch his show.
Yeah, it's great. I'm glad I got to meet you, and I'm glad that you and I hooked up. Listen, you got an open invite whenever you want to come on the show. Just even we should do a show just talk about food and fucking things like that. It don't have to always be mob related. By the way, you're always welcome to come on the show.
That's my favorite, Michael.
Yeah.
I want to talk about food.
One day
Anytime
we
you
should
want
get
to have me
together.
on, Michael, you got an open invitation to me.
I appreciate that. And one day we should get together and just talk about regular shit too. People love to hear about food
I'll
and what the
bring
restaurant
Billy on
business.
with us.
Billy can come in. I can have 10 people in the room with us. We can have everybody on.
Talk to Billy because we just talked about it. He said when he felt better, he was going to come on my show. But maybe we could put something together.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, hopefully they'll see this show and he'll see it and they'll know that the show that I'm doing is not a hater show. It's a good show and it's a fun show and we talk about fun things.
Yeah,
and that's the way it's supposed to be. And all the other ones out there, whatever, let them do their thing. I had a great time again. Let's talk about the book. All right,
Hitman tell all true facts about the Mafia and the Witness Protection Program. A lot of people are intrigued by the Witness Protection Program.
I'm very intrigued by it, and it's nice to read about it. It's a thick book,
I
though.
tried my best. I wrote down all my crimes. I had a good writer.
It's a thick,
Carissa Gillespie.
It's a thick book. It's not even a thin. Let me see how thick that is. It's like 2 inches thick.
It's like
it's a real book. It's not like a pamphlet. It's
300 something.
Yeah, you got a whole thing going on there.
Brother, I'm half blind. I got bad glaucoma. It's 296 pages.
You got to smoke more weed.
I do.
I do too. I love it.
Where's my vapor? I got my vapor right here.
I love it. It's the best.
It's the only thing I do. I got some medical issues, and they try to put me on pain medicine.
Yeah, I got the medical too. I have back problems. Get the book, Hitman Tells All, on Amazon. You can follow Jimmy on social media, Instagram, Jimmy Easy, I think it is. Jimmy Easy Siracco, I think the name.
No, it's Jimmy Easy Mafia Life on YouTube.
On YouTube.
And then it's Jimmy_Easy_Siracco, if you could post it.
Instagram is where most of my fans are. I get a lot of fans on Instagram. My YouTube, my YouTube is growing. I got about 33,000 followers on Instagram.
Good.
YouTube is starting to grow more and more.
I'll follow you.
Yeah, and I'm going to follow you, and we'll collaborate. And I told you, Guy, we'll collaborate on this video. Next time we get together, we're going to talk about food, and we'll just talk about food and what it's like in the restaurant business and all the crazy shit that we've been through in life. There's more to it than just the mob. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Let's have fun and enjoy. And I appreciate you coming on the show tonight, Jimmy. Really, I do.
Anytime. You got to open it out. Anytime you want me, Michael.
Thanks, brother. We'll talk soon.
You need to fill a slot, you call me. I mean that.
I appreciate it.
Good seeing you.
Nice
Good
seeing
seeing you. God bless. Take care of your
God bless you as well and your family. All right. Jimmy.
Thank you, folks.
Jimmy Easy. All right.